when we were required to prepare ourselves. So we lost so many days, the entire month of February, because that time our great leaders were busy in organizing communal violence in Delhi. We were fighting elections in Delhi. That is the time lost.
আপনারা দেখছেন টাইমস বাংলা, ফাইট ফর রাইট।
Good evening, particular friends from Hyderabad Central University. I welcome you all, viewers. The topic given by the SFI SC unit for today's short discussion is a pandemic turned into a pandemonium. So the country and through the world, we are seeing this. What is this? Why this pandemonium? This pandemic is unprecedented, no doubt. For generations, we have not seen it. But the way we are conducting things, the government of the day, be it state government, central government, all the leaders of the world, first started with blame game, and still it's continuing. Then lack of preparedness and lack of scientific temperament. From WHO to ICMR to scientists, repeatedly the doctors, the medicos, they're saying that we have to face this situation with science, scientific temperament. The community should be prepared, made conscious, so that we can fight together. But what's happening? When the first case in Wuhan started, we've seen how China tried to control it from their own perspective. But in India, first case was detected on 31st January in Kerala. All of us know. I don't want to go and repeat it. But by that time, we could make out that this epidemic is going to be a pandemic. Who declared it? We were busy with Namaste Trump. That time the government was putting up wall to hide the poverty from the eyes of the visiting dignitaries in Ahmedabad. After so many years of BJP controlled government, the Prime Minister of the day was Chief Minister for 12 years in that state. So what we are hiding? Poverty. Now what we are hiding now? The number of tests, number of deaths, number of positive cases, number of tests. And this started since the beginning. March 12th, Government of India's Family and Health and Family Welfare Department said we don't have a medical emergency when we were required to prepare ourselves. So we lost so many days, the entire month of February, because that time our great leaders were busy in organizing communal violence in Delhi. We were fighting elections in Delhi. That is the time lost. So when already the number of cases started increasing, there was demand for mask, PPE, ventilators, and we found the hollowness of government's claim. Government used to say about health emergency, health insurance. But what that health insurance will do during health emergency? We require beds, we require ICU units, we require critical care units, we require trained medicos, doctors, paramedical staff, testing facilities, testing kits. That were not there. Even now, that is not sufficient. Within this country, we have example. In Kerala, the test was much more and they could contain it. But this containment is not through advertisement, publicity, gimmicks, or thali, or sank, or diya. Even now, what's happening? When the people who are migrant laborers, they want to go back home. They are our people. Students, pilgrims, laborers, daily wage earners. Because the kind of economy we are in, there is forced migration. There is displacement. There are people for their own requirements. They have to travel a lot from one part to another part. India is a vast country. Till day before yesterday, the government of India refused to take responsibility. According to Constitution of India, as per in the 7th list, entry 81, in the union list, we find migration and quarantine is central government's responsibility. But central government is not taking that responsibility. They are only passing orders, asking citizens to do. Of course, we observe lockdown, we will observe lockdown. They are talking about social distancing, but as a leftist, we say it's a physical distancing, but social solidarity. Otherwise, who will feed these lakhs of people? Be the state government or central government, panchayat or municipal system, they failed. On the one hand, if say godowns, you find rice, grains are rotting. Government of India is thinking of selling it off to make alcohol, sanitizers, but refuse to distribute to the hungry children, people. And that's what we are demanding. Right to food. Food Security Act says nobody should go hungry. But Government of India's study shows that last 1 month, 40 to 44% of our population were either underfed or going to bed hungry. Who will take this responsibility? NGOs, trade unions, student organizations, including SFI, DFI, youth organizations, many more non-political organizations, they all join hands. Philanthropic acts. And they're trying to feed. We can have satisfaction that, okay, some people are being fed, but how many? How much? 96% of our migrant laborers, they don't have ration. 90% did not have access to cooked foods. Kerala shows how community kitchen can be organized. How when you ask for people to observe lockdown and quarantine, you take your foodstuff, essential commodities to deliver it to their doorsteps. And you see in UP, in Agra, and Allahabad, people are begging a banana in a quarantine. That's the unfortunate part. The ICMR, state government, central government, they are bungling with the test kits. Some people made profit, exorbitant profit in importing test kits. Government did not disclose. Only when in the High Court they went, sharing the profit to partners, we came to know. The government is trying to earn money from GST on masks, sanitizers, PPE, ventilators. On the other hand, besides Prime Minister's National Relief Fund, we have seen a new fund, PM Cares. But PM Cares whom? During this period, we have seen how through RTI, it is known to us now that Mehul Bhai, Vijay Mallya et al., they got their those willful defaulters, their bad loans are now written off. And government has increased the tax on fuel. At the same time, they have decreased the subsidy on fertilizer. First, government said that, okay, for migrant workers, buses, the state government can send and bring back their people. So they are states people, not government, India's people, our own migrants. That is the class. For rich people, you send aeroplanes. For close people, for MPs families, you have special flights. And for migrant laborers, you don't have even buses and trains. Our member of parliament, last CITU leader, Comrade Karim, in the first opportunity when Prime Minister met the opposition leaders in parliament through video conferencing, he raised this issue. Prime Minister got the time after meeting celebrities, sportspersons, editors. At last, he could make an appointment with the opposition leaders for consultation. So what did we demand? He demanded that government should ensure special trains. After so many days, government said no, buses. Then we compelled them, and now they say, okay, trains, but then you have to pay more. Had it been earlier, these migrant laborers had some money with them. Now they spend. It's a pauperization. And after that, you charge 30 plus 20, 50 rupees more. So our demand is government should take responsibility and these charges should not be there. Because it's our people, we want them back home. They observed lockdown because you prevented them from commuting journey and they accepted that. Many people went on food. Some of them have died. You've heard how from Telangana to Chhattisgarh, the girl before 11 kilometers ahead of her home expired. That's the unfortunate part, like Notebandi. Be it Notebandi or Gharbandi, some people are trying to make profits. And the service sector, the daily wage earners, the students, the workers, the migrant workers in particular, the farmers, they are now in very serious situation. And government is not controlling things. They're organizing events. And how you see now, the armed forces who have this expertise during emergency for the civil requirements, government can deploy. It's not only for keeping all law and order, only on communal situation or flood situation. Even a situation like this, when you require mass transportation from one part to the other part of so many migrant laborers, only railways, armed forces and paramilitary forces have this logistics, expertise, dedicated service and experience. But government of India is not taking this service. What they are asking the armed forces to play bands, to display warships, fly past and throw petals. Is it the requirement now? Somewhere we have lost our priority. When we require more spendings on healthcare system, government is thinking of upgradation of Prime Minister's house, Central Vista, Parliament House. We have colonial past. We have well laid down infrastructure there. If you are not satisfied, you go and build another when good times are here again. Like Chandrababu did, shifting capital like Tughlaq did. Modi can transfer the capital, but is it the right time when parliamentarians, speakers, vice president, our planners, our Niti Aayog, our urban development ministry, all are engaged in? When you require quarantine, you require more isolation wards, you require more ventilators, you require more tests, you require more kits, personal protective gears for our medicals. What you are doing now? And that's why it's a pandemonium. We have seen hundreds of workers in Anand Vihar station in Delhi, Bandra station in Mumbai, or Surat in Maharashtra, or in some many parts which are not being reported. Because media is not showing that. When due to Corona lockdown was announced, the mainline media was engaged in discussing celebs' life, whether Saif Ali Khan's son is there doing some cultural activities, or releasing himself? That was the question from one of the famous anchor. Antakshi with the central ministers. Because they, for last 7-8 years, they are trained, their syllabus is communal violence, warmongering, hatred. So once lockdown was there, the questions were out of syllabus. They could not produce a good television program on the plight of migrant laborers, on hunger, on the lives of the impact of lockdown on the daily wage earners. Because that is not in the syllabus of the mainline media. Only when this Markaz thing came, Tabligh Jamaat issue came, so they found all of a sudden again their old syllabus, and they forgot the fight against coronavirus, they started spreading communal virus. And that has cost much. We failed, we forgot to fight coronavirus. They started spreading communal virus. And now, who with the fake news, WhatsApp University, they're trying to spread that you don't buy fruits from these fellows, you don't allow this person, you don't do business with that person. That is the division, hatred. When the whole mankind had to be united, the whole humanity should have to be united, cutting across borders, religious, you are dividing. And that is why a left ideology is required. Only yesterday we had this May Day, workers of world unite. That's the slogan. You want to fight for your cause, first fight for your rights, you have to be united. So those agents of divisive politics, they want to divide because they want to increase their exploitation. During this period, Ambani ji have become #1 rich person in Asia, surpassing Jack Ma after having agreement with Facebook. But L&T and Reliance is ordering cut of wages for their employees, laying off, discontinuing contract workers. And this is throughout. Not only migrant laborers, but white-collar jobs, service providers, those who are engaged in service sectors, now they are also endangered. All of a sudden, it's not happened. Already our GDP, our unemployment, our banking system, our financial conditions were in doldrum. And government has no clue. They were advertising 5 trillion economy, but they failed miserably. And in that background, this corona came. So government may find some alibi, but that's not going to help us. So from this pandemic to this mismanagement economy and the serious economic crisis, we have to find ways and means. Vietnam could fight this corona because only 2 days before we have celebrated 45 years of victory of Vietnam. And Vietnam showed that fighting spirit, who fought US imperialism, how they can fight coronavirus. Cuba helping other countries despite sanction. China could overcome. Kerala is not a separate republic of socialism, socialist republic. Within this infrastructure, they have shown when Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bengal is failing, they are failing. So what is the way out? We have to live collectively. When capitalism taught us that you are individual, try to find out individual solution, it's not there. We have to have a very strong public healthcare system. All those countries who have had this public healthcare system, who are having this healthcare system, they could survive. Those who depended a lot on profiteering through these medical industries, they failed. Health insurance is not going to help you. but healthcare system is going to help you. So whatever we have to improve upon that. Our budget in the health should increase. Even during this period, Government of India has paid billions of dollars to Turkey, Israel, Germany, Russia, and US, procuring missiles and ammunitions, arms. But is it going to help you in this situation? Of course, we require our, security apparatus to protect ourselves. But only missiles and F-16s is not going to help protect. You have to protect your people, and that's where you are failing. So to protect the people from hunger, from disease, from homelessness, when middle class India, rich India is talking about stay home, be safe, where are the homes? There are many homeless people. Those who build our houses, they don't have roof above their heads. That is a stark reminder. Those who produce food, their children are now hungry. These migrant laborers are sons and daughters of our peasants. Because agriculture is not giving them enough, they are compelled to earn and travel outside their district, and now government is not taking their responsibilities. If you want to reboot our economy, restart economy, then labor is a must. And for that purpose, you have to give them rights. But seeing the Gujarat example, you see the government instead is trying to snatch those rights, converting 8-hour shift into 12-hour shift. Chamber of Commerce is saying just ban trade union, start layoff and lockouts. That's not going to help. Government have to send money. You are talking about for long direct transfer, Jan Dhan Yojana, you send money. The IRS people, young, talented officers who have suggested that you tax the super rich and give money to the poor. That's the one way to survive. But government, instead of taking good advice, वो उनके ऊपर सजा डाल रहे हैं, उनके ऊपर इंक्वायरी डाल रहे हैं. इससे पता चलता है कि हुकूमत किसकी दलाली कर रही है. मैं सीधे बात कर रहा हूँ, किसकी तरफदारी कर रही है. और इसलिए गरीब जनता को आवाज़ उठाना ही पड़ेगा. और आवाज़ उठाने के लिए लामबंद होना ज़रूरी है, एक साथ होना ज़रूरी है, और हालात का जायज़ा लेना ज़रूरी है. अंधभक्त हमें कहीं नहीं ले जाएगा. अंधभक्ति, अंधविश्वास कहीं नहीं ले जाएगा. वरना जनवरी फरवरी में हम गौमूत्र की बात कर रहे थे, गोबर की बात कर रहे थे, आयुष की बात कर रहे थे. लेकिन अभी हकीकत क्या है? जब लड़ना पड़ रहा है उस वक्त विज्ञान की बात करना पड़ेगा, साइंटिफिक टेस्टिंग की बात करना पड़ेगा, दवाई की बात करना पड़ेगा, वेंटिलेटर की बात करना पड़ेगा. और इसी तरह से हमारे एक खास किस्म के लोगों को वो तैयार किए हैं जो हकीकत से दूर हट रहे हैं. अभी हमें हकीकत का सामना करना पड़ेगा और लड़ने के साथ साथ भविष्य का एक अपना सपना को भी संजोए रखना पड़ेगा. क्योंकि एक मानसिक बहुत दबाव और तनाव हो रहा है लोगों के बीच में लॉकडाउन के वक्त में. हम अपने दोस्त से, अहबाब से बात करें, मिले, फोन में ही बात करें, व्हाट्सएप में ही करें, वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस में ही करें. हम अपने जो बुजुर्ग हैं उनकी ज़रूरत को समझें और उसके साथ साथ हम दोस्त बनाएं, दुश्मन घटाएं. दुश्मनी बढ़ाने से हम कहीं नहीं जाने वाले. और मैं SFI की यूनिट से कहूँगा कि पूरे देश में जिस तरह से यंग स्टूडेंट्स, लेफ्टिस्ट स्टूडेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, the way they have reacted and responded in this crisis for organizing reliefs, distributing sanitation, sanitary napkins, sanitizers, masks to food staff, hats off to them. Together with the trade unions and the peasant organizations, the left student youth activities have rendered a human service. We should have faith on our doctors, nurses, medical staff, and we should have faith in our people. That's why when a vast section of people are in crisis, a vast section of people have also come forward to help them. The government has failed, but we should not allow this pandemonium. We should bring back through organization, through a scientific temperament, through a clear-cut roadmap. And if necessary, we have to regain our space, revive our activities. During lockdown even, through various means, alternative means, we must connect each other and reach out people so that we can raise our voice, because government is attacking on our democratic rights, constitutional rights. Whoever is voicing dissent, they are now being arrested. We have seen in Jamia Millia, we have seen in Delhi, we have seen elsewhere in Bhima Koregaon case that government is slapping UAPA, government is slapping all these draconian laws because they want to stifle the voice. This is fight against corona, but the government has started fighting against democratic rights. And we won't be able to survive if we are not a democratic country. So we have to protect our democratic rights as well. And we cannot protect our democratic rights unless we work and express solidarity and struggle in solidarity with the working people. Thank you very much. Let's salute. Lal Salam. तीस मिनट आगे शेष करेছি